Hi, I'm Marty Grisani, and this is The Marty Grisani Show. As a full-time real estate investor and business owner, I have a real fascination of finding the key principles for business success and personal development. This show is a reflection of my personal mission to find out what truly makes somebody successful in business and in life. We will find tools and tactics that they've used to reach those levels. If you're the type of person is not satisfied with average and you have a hunger for learning that will never cease, this show is for you. Welcome to the show.
So, all right, pulling lists. This is where you really want to be skillful. And again, what are you trying to buy? Like, what's your niche? You know, is it you want to buy rentals? Because there's different ones for rentals. There's different ones for flips. But because we have a limited time, I could go through ListSource. ListSource is a great one to pull a list. And what I mean by pulling a list is, you know, you're looking at data. Like real estate is all about data. You know, the better you are, become like a data scientist and like figuring out exactly that right lead, right? Because remember we talk about what's a deal? A deal is motivation. And well, how do I find motivated sellers? It's through getting a really boutique, concise list of where you want to buy a property in, and then what do you think that avatar of a seller is? I know what my avatar is of a seller. You know what my avatar is? It's that old woman, right? Husband just died. She's in the back room. She's smoking cigarettes, right? I know there's a deal to be made there. I know there's a deal to be made there, right? Place smells like cat piss, right? Right? We know those types. You know, but she's done with the property. She's got a place at an assisted living she's moving to, right? She's very excited about that. But this property has been a burden, okay? It's been a burden for her. She can't do the lawn anymore, and, you know, husband, you know, like just passed away. He did all the maintenance. That's my avatar. I know if I walk in, I'm going to get a deal. I know there's a deal there, right? Because I'm going to help her. She wants to move. But that traditional buyer, right, the person that's your friends, are not buying that house to fix up and you know what I mean? They're not buying that house. If that's on the market, they're going, whoa, there's way too much here. You're a problem solver, right? That's what you're here for. You're here to solve problems. That's where deals are made. It's through the problems that you solve. So it's on you to find out those problems. I know right away walking in what the problems are. When you're beginning, you have to ask a lot of questions and talk to the sellers and say, hey, you know, tell me about your life. You are a therapist to these people. You are a coach. And you want to find out what that problem is and then where you can come in and solve it. Sometimes that's, I'm going to pay your first month's security at that next apartment you're going to. We've done that hundreds of times. Or maybe it's, I'm going to find you a place. I'm going to find you a place. So if I found you a place, how bad do you want to sell? I want to sell right away. Marty, I don't know how to find a place, right? These people, they don't have access to the internet a lot of times. They don't, you know, they do, but they don't want to use it very well. So maybe you go on there and go on Craigslist to find them that place, right? You got to put in some work, but if it's 15, 20, 30 grand, are you willing to do it? I am. I'll do it. I'll do it for you. All right. So how do we pull a list? So here we're looking on PropStream. Again, you can go on YouTube and do this, but we'll make it pretty simple. We're here right now in Rochester. Look at this. This is crazy. You got 2,700 or 2,782 vacant houses. You got 4,000 with liens. You got 1,500 pre-foreclosures. Who wants to talk to the 1,500 people who got pre-foreclosures? Maybe you could help them. Maybe you could help them, right? One of our biggest money-making deals we ever have done has been through short sales. Short sales are fantastic. Okay, you got to have a team. Got to know what you're doing, but if you can do them, short sales are unbelievable. Vacant properties. This is like the number one absolute, you know that person wants to sell. They're not living there. They don't want to be, they're okay with it being sold. Find a vacant property that's free and clear, right? The person owns it free and clear. They don't have any mortgage on it, and it's a vacant property. Whoo! It's a hot lead. That's motivation. That's a deal, true. That is a deal. All day long. There's a deal to be made. And a lot of it's just being consistent and making sure you keep contacting the people. All right, so let's just pull a quick list. And here's why I love PropStream. When we were doing, so obviously we moved on to, not moved on, they're all important to us, but we started transitioning to commercial, and you can't really do this with PropStream, but with residential, look at this. I can pull a quick list. Look at quick list choice. I want a tired landlord. Guess who's probably on that list? Maybe Leon? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Catch him at the right time. C of O's do. I don't want to do it this year. All right, so we'll do that. So we got tired landlord. We'll say it's vacant. So look at this. We're building a list. It's building it for you. Property characteristics. All these different types. Now, previously, before this market went absolutely crazy, I would just want to keep it to 3 bedrooms. But geez, we've made money on 1-bedroom houses, 3-bedroom house. I don't want too much work, so I like to keep it at a 5-bed at the most. And look at it, you can go crazy with where you want to pull. You want to be the motel guy, you want to be the self-storage guy, right? You want to be whatever, you can pull it right through here. Self-storage might be not so great, but you can get some stuff here. Commercial, you can get good stuff through here. Huh?
Marty, sorry.
Yeah.
Question. Do they do commercial PropStream? Because I think I tried to trial once. I haven't seen it.
Let's see, you got, yeah, I mean, what type of commercial?
Storage.
Let's see. I know that there's mini storage. I pulled a mini storage list from here and I got a deal. Right here, mini storage. Mini warehouse dash storage. There you go.
No, that was on their list. That was a year ago.
That's all right. All right. And then you can go crazy. Like, I don't want anything pre-1900, right? The fund that was buying from us last year, they didn't want anything under 1900. Okie dokie. So there's that. And now we got 358 leads. Yep.
How does it determine tired landlord?
That's a good question. I think they do it based on how long it's been owed or owned, and then if it's had maybe a lien on it, or if it's had some sort of nuisance point on it as well. But that's a good question. All I know is that we've gotten some of our best deals from the tired landlord list on PropStream. I don't really question it too much. I just let it fly. But
It's like people that develop AI don't even know what AI does.
sure.
It just performs. So.
It just performs, but let's just do free and clear, right? So it's free and clear vacant. There's 3 to 5 bedrooms. Look at 938 leads. Probably powerful leads here. Let's look at this one. Well, let's see. Oh, sorry. We got to do one more. Ownership info. I want it to be owned for at least 5 years. That's important, right? Because if it was just bought, there's not a deal there. But if they've owned it for at least 5 years, it's vacant, and they own it free and clear, you can probably work something out. I mean, there's some where you could just do, you could even do like 15 years or something along those lines. All right, so they've owned it for at least 15 years. 143 really, really good leads. Look at this, is a great street too. This is the White Coat Village.
Better write that down.
I know these guys. They're not going to sell, but
But you never know.
you never know.
You can, because that's where like the sweet spot is.
Yeah, so to get really specific, right? I apologize. I should get really specific because this is, I know this, and I know a couple people know this, but not everybody does. So on market, no. We don't want it on market. We got free and clear. It's vacant. 3 to 5 bedrooms, 1900 or later. It's not on market. They've owned it for 15 years. Let's see, valuation, right? I don't want anything that's like a 50 grand house. I want at least 75,000. And I don't want anything crazy, because when you're pulling lists, you got to think about who my buyer is going to be, or if let's say it's you, or if it's going to be that end buyer you're looking at. Well, you don't want to go above the median price of Rochester of that area, right? We're not trying to do luxury, right? That's not our thing. We're that first-time home buyer. That's our bread and butter. We know we'll always be able to move that house. And so I'll keep it under, well now it's crazy because the market's so nutty, I'll go 400,000. But usually it would just be 300. So now there's 92 leads here. So now we're getting really specific because I don't want you to have 1,000. I don't want you to have, when you're starting off, 1,000 things to call. But maybe, or text or mail, right? I just, maybe you got 90. 90's doable. 90's doable. You can do 90. And then what you're going to do is once you have the list, you can grab this whole thing. You can grab the entire thing, and you can add to a list, and you can create a new list, and you can say demo. All right, and then what you'll be able to do, and for time's sake, you'll be able to put that list into your first type of, how you're going to reach the people, right? How are you going to reach them? So for us, we really like launch control. We like to text market. Okay? And texting's been very good for us. Now again, you don't have to go this route. This is expensive. This is about $600 a month. What you can do though is you can just text through your phone. Or you can get a $5 or whatever Google Voice or whatever it is, right? You could even just get a phone specifically for your texting, right? Because you just don't want different things going, you want to keep it specific. And what it allows us to do is just start texting fast. So we can send out 2,000 text messages a day on this system through launch control, okay? But again, it started when we first started, just pulled the list, and then we would skip trace it. So I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but I skip trace through launch control.
And skip trace is finding their number?
Correct. Skip tracing is you take that address. So we took that address from PropStream, the property that we liked, or when you're driving for dollars and you see, ooh, 123 Main Street's vacant. Okay, you write down 123 Main Street, right? You can then go to the county website. Okay, this is the freeway. You go to the county website, you find the owner. All right, so
You can use twopeoplesearch.com too.
So if you go to Monroe County,
That's free.
and we go to pay property taxes, you go right here, property info, and wherever you're working in any community, they're going to have a county website or a town website or a city website where you can find that information. So let's do this together, actually. Where were we on PropStream? So 4610 Lyle Road. Okay, so look at on PropStream, they give you a ton of information. Let's go back to PropStream. Sorry, I'm going to bounce around a bit. Dyslexic, okay. But it gives you all this information. Look at it. It's vacant. They bought it via cash. It's off market. It's a corporate owner, right? So that means it's owned by an LLC or some sort of whatever structure they have. But okay, so it's an LLC. And it's not a mom and pop owner. Doesn't mean it's not a good lead.
What's the cost of a PropStream?
$100 to $120 a month. Yeah, 100 or something like that. Yeah, true.
Would you go about wholesaling this deal the same way as you would an individual, the corporate? Would you go about it the same way?
Same way. I'm going to call him. It's just a landlord. That's all it means. Like, I don't let this whole thing make you feel like, oh shit, these guys are like big money guys. They're not. They just have an LLC. That's all. They're just protecting their asset.
Can you see when it was purchased?
Yes. Let's see.
Last sale date, 2017.
It was a quick claim deed. So there's some shit here. They bought it originally in 2007 for $59,000 cash. I know this guy. This guy owned Rick Tally Hose, I think. I'm not kidding. I met with him. Am I right? That's the guy, right? He still owns it? Oh, okay. So you get a ton of information from here. And can you do this without PropStream? Yup, sure can. But, geez, I just got all this information very quickly. You know, back in the day, Leon, you probably had to go to the, you know, you go to the assessor or the county, the clerk, they have to pull all this shit. Maybe they don't like it, maybe they don't do it, right? Now you can do it right at that. So quick, so easy. Not easy, but simple. But here's what's really cool about this. I can see linked properties that this guy owns, right? And this is powerful because if I know they want to sell the one to me, maybe they want to sell the whole package to me. All right, tired landlord, and they got 7 properties. But here's what's really cool about this. How much more authority do you have when you're talking to somebody when you can rifle off the other properties that they own? They're going to be like, this person did their research, okay? And let me just tell you something and just be really just upfront with this. No one's going to, when you call them, go, oh my God, this is crazy. How do you know all this? They don't, okay? They don't. They understand this happens. These people probably have gotten a call before. Like, this is what goes on. This is what happens now. This is what you deal with. People want to buy a property from people, and there's a very small amount of people who actually go and shoot that text message or, you know, make that call. So just make the call is what I'm getting at. Don't overthink it. Just do it. We pulled that list. Let's say there were the properties. We got 26 of them. We put them into our system. We skip traced it, right? So now we got their phone number, and now we can text them. So you'll see the wording's a little weird because according to a lot of the new laws, you can't say certain things on that first initial text message. So you have to get creative. So you can't say like house or you know, buying, or all these things get flagged by the cell phone companies. So like I said, this is a way to outreach. People use it for spam. It's not exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to be very concise with our list. We're not just reaching out to homeowners. We want to reach out to typically, you know, that investor who, although it can be annoying, it's effective. But it's as easy as that. And they're taking the address very quickly, and there's not a lot of thought to it. You can shoot it out, and it's really a game of just throwing it out there, hoping something comes back.
Have you done anything with brainless voicemail?
Yep, we're going to get into that in just a second. You can set it up as a drip campaign, yep. Yep, you can set it all up, do different things. I do my drip campaigns differently, so I don't do them through here, but drip campaigns are super important. What's a drip campaign? Drip campaign is you send out that text message, you get the response back. Yeah, I'm kind of interested, just not sure, not yet, you know, as you're responding. You know, number one, if you get a text message back saying, hey, Mr. Seller, I'm interested in your property at 123 Main Street. Sure, make me an offer. I'm calling them right after. I'm not texting them right after. I want to call them and start building a connection, start building rapport, start talking with them so they know I'm a real person, because they get text messages all the time. I know Drew probably gets text messages all the time. I know Denker gets text messages all the time. I know I do, right? And when I'm getting them, I go, sure, I'm interested, you know, make me an offer. And sometimes I don't even text back. And it's just like they're wasting time. Like, if you get a response, make the call, because now you're separating yourself from all the people giving a bad name to people like us and what we're trying to do. All right, so you pull the list. You shot the text messages. You know, again, be good about it. You know, make sure you're sending it to the right folks. Make sure you're doing it the right way. If they tell you to stop, stop. Put them on do not call. Don't mess around. You're just there to reach out to very boutique, very highly thought out lists, right? Tired landlords that owned it for a long time. Okay, that's fine.
Thank you for tuning into the Marty Grisani Show. If you're listening on Apple Podcast, leave us an honest rating and review. If you're on Spotify, make sure you follow us for weekly episodes.